When we were cave dwellers, sometime after the first guy discovered fire, or maybe after fire had set itself through lightning in a forest or something, anyhow, there would be some burnt wood around with some charred segments on it, and somebody would get poked with one, and lo and behold, after the wound had healed, there'd be a nice bluish-black tattoo there. The process is so simple technologically that I don't doubt that it happened that way, and probably happened many times. We know, for example, as far as tattoos that you can actually see today, that 4,000 years ago, some were done on Egyptians who later became mummies, who are now hanging around museums showing off their little dots. And then there's the Scythians, that's 2,500 years ago, a time of classical Greece, where they buried their bodies in earth that then froze, sort of a frozen tundra thing up in Siberia. And the bodies, as a result, preserved, along with a lot of leatherwork and saddlery and goldsmithing and so forth. And the Soviets have been digging them up and discovering these tattoos as well as the art objects. A lot of people will come up to me and say, you know, who did the first tattoo? Well, they don't really phrase it that way. They say, well, you know, who invented tattooing, or where did tattooing start? And of course, the answer to that is really that it started everywhere. Literally, it's one of the more universal human activities, along with murder and religion. Remember the great comment made by a state superior court judge in New York when he upheld the New York City ban on tattooing. He said that it was a barbaric survival, but he failed to take into account that religion, war, marriage, eating, those are barbaric survivals too. First of all, if I was going to make a real broad, generalized statement about the perception of tattooing in many countries, and not just here, not just in California, but maybe almost worldwide, tattooing is something the barbarians did. Okay? If you go back to classical Greece, and you talk about the fact that the Scythians were out there on their horses, rampaging around and carrying on a nomadic lifestyle, and